Alrighty, folks. Hello and welcome, friends and enemies, one and all, to some Mega Aquarium. There we go. Okay. Oh, just realized I have the audio. And let's lower that down a bit. And that should be good. Let me know if it's not. Switch back. Ha. Alright. My only complaint about the game is every time you click out of it, it minimizes. And I've yet to figure out a way to make it stop doing that. One of the nice things is it saves whatever you were last working on. But we're gonna go through and we're gonna go through the campaign for now. Don't know if we'll be able to get through all the campaign this stream. I mean, we're certainly not gonna be able to get through all three of the campaigns. But I know Megaopolis is kind of a big mission. It's nice, it's fun, but it's big. Oh, is there? Oh. Nope. Okay. Ah. I love, this is one of my favorite missions because it has confined starting space. But let's go and start from Sunnyside, the first one. Alright, you have been tasked with building a small aquarium from scratch here at Sunnyside. Before the investors release any funding, they want to make sure, you know, you do the controls. Alright, for more information, simply hover over the info button. So yeah, hover over the button. Then WAS to look around, Q and E, or you can right click. Oh, right click moves around. Oh, there's another way. Alright, and then zoom in and out, and then home is H, which just sort of brings you to the entrance. There we go. Alright, unlock your first round of funding for the aquarium. Use the money to get the basic requirements of your aquarium set up. There we go. Alright. So, here we go. Pretty easy, pretty simple. I'm going to go with the full-size tanks. First mission is going to go pretty easy. Let's see, go to the pools. So, here, as it says, food dispensers. Now, not only do you need at least one for each, each different type of food you need for the fish that you have, each one is stocked with 200 per day. Will refill, so basically, and it costs one money for every 10 pellets you get back. It restocks every day. I like the fact that that's all modeled in there. The other thing is you need a tool station. Thankfully, tool station, you do not pay for more than one. But let's go. Let's look at fish. We are still paused. Good. So this eats orange pellets, and for each fish it eats one. So I'm gonna go ahead and do I have to put something in each one? Oh yeah. There we go. And then I'm gonna bring this one up to 16, and then once we get through this, we're gonna move over. There we have basic water filter to get the water quality up. It's a little under right now. However, I have a plan. So I should have put the filter on both. That is not filter. There we go. But as you can see here, this one with 8 of these lowers the water quality. I love that minor fact. The fact that the more fish you have, the more it lowers the water quality, means you actually have to plan. You actually have to, work on stuff. And additionally, it means that if you have, later on, we're going to get fish that grow. If you have a bunch of fish that grow, you can find yourself in serious trouble if you are not prepared for the water quality. However, one of the little cheat things you can do is rocks add to the filtration. And we're going to put some lettuce into each of them. We're going to get we're going to put one rock in over here. And then let's go to our staff. So, move speed 135. Each one has a bunch of different stats. And then there's the skills. So, getting nothing from empathy. 3 is, I think, like the default. As far as I know, there's no way to increase the talents. As far as I can remember, rather. And then fixing. 15, it's not bad for where we're at, but the -2 from precision, -1 from memory. I think, I'm not entirely certain why it goes this way. Oh, never mind. Yeah, so it starts with one tier 1 of the skill is 15, final value 12. Tier 2 gives you 20, final value 18. This is a pretty good, and the 135% move speed is very nice. So we're gonna definitely hire them. 125 isn't bad. -2 from empathy and base 20 feet. Fixing, yeah, that's fine. We're gonna get both of them. What we're gonna do is we're gonna set you prioritize feeding and you to prioritize fixing. Now they'll both do each of them, but they're gonna do them in this order. Additionally, we can create zones for them to work in. Doesn't really matter yet. So then, spacebar to pause and unpause. There we go. Alright. So guests pay money to enter, and whenever they look at the display, they'll reward you with ecology points. So let's just unlock new animals. So there's the Orchard Dottyback. There we go. That should go pretty quickly. As I said. Alrighty. Okay, so first let's go open up this one. I'm gonna click this to minimize. And we're gonna move the Azura Demesoa over here. It's pretty nice. And then you can close this and you can see this one is worth more ecology points each. Very nice. However, it requires a higher water quality. But we're going to go ahead and fill this one up. There we go. And then as you can see, the water quality has gone down. Now, if I remember correctly, yeah, each person can only enjoy each thing once per guest. I think it's they will only enjoy one small rock, for instance. Doesn't really matter right now. There we go. So that one's all set up, and then let's reopen the tab, and it wants us to get more floor space. All right, so we're gonna go up here to expand. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tuck these. Oh, that was cool. There we go. And here we have shoulders. Let's go. All right. I already showed you the moving. And then, so here we have, so this is how much prestige the fish is worth. This is how many ecology points is earned whenever they view it. This is its size. Tropical, whether it's warm water or cold water. With first DLC added alkalinity, how acidic the water is, which is another fun thing to balance. Water quality requires, so this is a minimum, you can have higher. What it eats, and controller needs to have at least 4 in the tank with it. Now, what I'm gonna do, I'm actually moving it up there. And one of the tricks you can do, you can actually rotate tanks you already have. We're actually going to expand this one more out because I forgot about that. We're going to move there, you here, and let's see, is it just, yeah. The other trick is, so we're going to go max size here. We can move this, move these over here, just so it's closer to where it's going to be needed most. If we get a 4th fish, I'm going to copy this format over there. I know 2nd tier on, they don't want to be able to see the people as much. But one of the tricks, because if you have, as you might have noticed, this will interrupt you. So here, what we want is we want a full tank of half and half chromas. If we put in 4, it'll stop us if the tank is ready. But while you're paused, the tank won't do anything. Then let's go to a heater. And then let's go ahead and add some lettuce to it. Let's put a... There we go. Scattering of rocks. Now they want us to get the next rank up. Excellent. And we're going to go ahead and prep this area. Well, I'll probably end up doing actually setting these up as zoned areas. Not too bad so far. And one of the things I love, you can zoom in, you can walk around and look at the fish. Right now, it's not the biggest thing, but the sensitivity is insane. There we go, ranked up. Cool. Alright, we can research the King Democile. We get the combi minis, which are very nice. Driftwood Caves, Sea Grapes, and Staff Doors. Let's go. Alright. And then go ahead and... Oh, nope, we don't want to do that yet. If you want to research you, I'm going to pause. Because we're going to block off these areas. And, sir, you're not supposed to be back here. Go ahead and just... Oh, might as well do it the whole way. Alright. And let's go ahead and put food. And yes, I know it's just symmetrical stuff, but I like symmetry. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully well. I did this because if they look at an empty tank, they're gonna be like, they're gonna lose prestige. Alright, now we're waiting for the research to finish on this. There. Not the final check. Oh. I do wish it would list how much prestige you got from the tank. Yet there's very few things, and it's all minor stuff. I do hope that we get either a sequel or a DLC for this. Just more things added. Because it's mostly just wanting more fish, more decorations, making the decorations very long. So, we got another thing. So, fish can have natures. This one's a wimp, and you can also have bullies. So, bullies you can't house with a wimp. Makes sense. Well, the wimps will be hated. The bullies will be happy. Let's pause and go ahead and fill this one up. There we go. And then we're going to... You know what? We're going to be able to get away with just that and a combo. Let's put in some seagrass and a cave because we can. And then we're going to put it in a combi filter. Now, combi filters are nice. So, alright. Good, catch pause. So, the combi mini is unique in that it is the exact same status as having a basic heater and a basic filter in one. The rest of them are slightly worse than having two of the same size. So, as you go, you get larger and larger. I believe the largest one is a 3x6, which is massive, but it does a lot of work. However, doesn't do as much as having 3 2x2s, and you go up from 1x1 to 2x2 to, I believe, 4x4 is the next one, I want to say. And after the first tier, the combi has a little less efficiency, so it's worse when you're trying to just bulk out a larger tank. Right now, it's perfectly fine. But the other downside to it, the only one you see here, is that fish. And that is, oh, this one doesn't have, well, it doesn't. So here you see how often, on average, it's going to break down. Which means that if you kind of don't want to put down a ton of exhibits at once, 2 is probably about as much as you want, because if you put down a bunch of different tanks at once, and they're all the same setups, so they're all going to have similar things. For instance, they're all warm water or tropical or cold water, then all their stuff is on average going to break right around the same time, which is going to be a rough thing to deal with. Combis break faster. The combi stuff also will be harder to fix. Right. We're doing that for now. We're gonna wait for this to finish, and then I'm gonna drop down and expand over here. Haven't gotten anything new yet. Yeah, one Arabian blue lined Dotty back, and this is a bully, so we can't put it in the same one we had. Everything else is fine. It is of note, bullies won't pester neutral fish. And there we go. Alright. So let's pause, so that guests don't get, where they're not supposed to be. There we go, that's going to be plenty of space for the tank. Basic tank in here. I do actually, yeah, let's open it here. I'm building this one pretty small because I know from experience what it's like. Right, and we're gonna build this. The reason I'm going one each for the first one and quite possibly the second one is these ones are very quick and easy. Let's put in some sea grapes. Because sea grapes, no, do they not? They do. They have a little filtration power. It's not kicking in yet, which is interesting. Let's put a combi filter. Yeah. And then let's go ahead and put in just a rock. There we go. Then yellow tang. All right, cool. Next fish on the roster. Oh. Also, it would help things if I actually uncovered this one. Now, I'm not a huge fan of these freestanding tanks. The later ones, the Lagoon one, is so nice. You can get deep stuff and it gets much larger. These ones are all right. I kind of wish they would. Alrighty, here's another new requirement. Plant lover requires plants. So, and it needs 1 plant per fish. So if we look at these, we can see this gives rocks. Some will require rock, some will require caves, some will require plants. It is of note, so see the sea lettuce is only a 1x1. However, so the sea grapes, which is a 4x4, will put out 5 plant as opposed to the single plant from this one. And it'll give 4 filtration. While that is worse than the small rocks, which do 2 filtration per tile, and 1 rock, this is much better than doing 4 sea lettuce. Alright, and pause, and we're going to expand again. Pop and open, doing the same thing as we've been doing. Put in a new basic tank. Again, I'm doing the larger tanks for the ones just to power through this. We want a sea grape, probably going to want put a rock, because each decoration does add prestige, which we do want more of. Which, in fact, I'm actually going to put a... There we go, in each of these, just to make sure we have a little bit of everything. You don't have any rocks. Let's fill up the last one with another rock. You can rotate these. I kind of wish there was just more miscellaneous textures, but yeah, it is what it is. Alright, and then let's go ahead and add a sea lettuce to this one. And then over here, let's fill this with 3 yellow tanks, because that's all we can do. And now we need to get a new pellet dispenser. I'm not going to bother putting one on the other side just yet. There's no real need for it. Let's hook up our filter. There's combi. And then we've already filled this up, so let's go ahead and add a basic filter. There we go, and Blackbriar Soldierfish. They go extremely quickly. Yeah, you can see all those little gold stars. That's prestige going up. And here's another one, and this has 2. So you see here, so it needs caves, and it dislikes lights. So we put lights, it's going to be unhappy, lose health, and eventually, you know, the usual. So let's pause, do another expansion. Going a little bit slower on this than usual, but you know what? It's fun. And I'm going to do it a little differently, so we're going to put 4 of them in here. So you see how it needs 4 caves. Each driftwood cave gives you 3 cave requirements. So we're going to have to put in 2. Just fine. And we're going to put in 1 sea grapes. And then... let's put in a sea lettuce. That should do fine. Let's put a combi filter. And then I guess we need a regular filter as well. And double check that they're just orange. Hey, and now we put in benches. Alright, cool, not a problem. So benches, let the guests sit and wait. I like to try. One of the reasons I don't like these is their largest size is 3x3. And you can sort of see the highlighted area shows how far the reach is. There we go, unpause. So if they're within that highlighted area, they're going to see this bench and go, ooh, cool, somewhere to sit. All right, we need a 3rd one, because of course we do. All right, cool, and then, yeah, now it just wants us to reach prestige of a higher level, which we are well past, and that's the win. I'm going to hit this button to fast forward. It can be very useful early on, but later on it can be a problem. The other very entertaining thing is actually, zoom in, everybody is still going fast forward. And see it pause? That's because, oh, something broke down. Alright, so that means somebody is going to have to come fix it. There we go. So that was a little earlier because this is day 4, and it says every 7 days on average. So some longer, some shorter. Where should I put that right here? The other thing is guests can't walk over the benches. You need to leave space around for them to move past. Once we start getting wall tanks, I'll be doing things a bit differently on the layout. The advantage to these things are you can put them in the middle and guests can approach it from all different sides. There we go. And we won. Let's go to the North Woods. All right, refurbishing the old aquarium. And now it has a couple of decorations and some fish left over. As ecology, but doesn't have science. There we go. So we absolutely need as much science as we can get as soon as we can get. So let's see. We have Royal Gammas and Zebra Morays. Zebra Morays have a couple different things. One, they eat mussels, new food. Two, they require 2 space to generate 18 science at size 4, which is pretty good. And then when they get larger, it upgrades. In 4 days, if we keep all the requirements met, they're gonna grow. They're gonna get big. And they may eat or damage crustaceans. We don't have any crustaceans yet, so we don't have to worry about that. However, we do want them to grow up. And we have no tank. Oh, that's amazing. Which means we can't put one here. We can put one here. And one here. We definitely want to do that. There we go. There we go. They grow larger. Alright. They only grow if we fulfill all the care requirements. Alright. Next up, we are going to have to add in their food. It's not the food. This is the food. And there we go. A little better angle. Put one there. And then we're going to need to give them a cave. Or, in this case, a log. And we're going to, furthermore, we want to, rubble. Rubble is very nice for exfiltration. It's a 2x2, just like the sea grapes. However, it gives 7 rock, which is almost twice as much. And it gives 10 filtration power, which is more than the standard wood. None of these are big enough to fit it. A little annoying. Okay, the other is eelgrass. Eelgrass gives 3 of the leaf for 1 space. Also, it looks pretty fun. One of my favorites. And let's go ahead and put rock in here. I believe, honestly, I should probably take... Yeah, let's take one of these eelgrass out. Grab you. We can just transplant it over here. This one's not going to be as good, but that's okay. Over here. And let's give you a cave. Just to add more decoration. Let's put some sea lettuce in. You don't have sea lettuce. You don't have space for it. Let's go ahead and add a small rock. Right, not bad. Do we have any people yet? Oh, I should have checked. No, we don't. Alright. 28, that's not bad. That's pretty good feeding and fixing. 27 cleaning, that's pretty nice. Feeding skill 28 again, and cleaning, and a pretty good fixer. So you are an absolute shoe-in. We have another feeder, we do. You're pretty good too. You're a good fixer. You're fixing and cleaning. So let's just get you for now. And we're going to put fixing as your priority. Feeding as yours. There we go. And then this button closes all windows. No! Forgot about that button. A bunch of different stuff. Oh. Forgot about the view rate. View rate is very nice for later stuff. Alright. But for now, we want this guy. We're going to put one in that tank. One in this tank. One in this tank. And then this is going to grow up to be a size 9. So that means we can put 2 in here and 2 in here. I like to go a little bit overboard when it comes to the... Ooh. I will be able to make it work. When it comes to the science, because science is one of those things that's a little harder to get. All right, we still have 348. How much do we need for the 3 filters? About 300. That's fine. We will make this work pretty easily. Because what we're going to do is we're actually going to reorganize this. We're going to reorganize the aquarium a bit. Right, so I'm going to put the walls in the middle. I believe if you sell them, you get full value. Let's see, it is 5 per tile. Let's see, do we do? All right, in which case I'm just going to sell the walls up and the door. Door, we also get full value. I think we get full value on most things. We're going to completely reorganize how this is laid out. Go. All right. Okay. Ooh, we need 4 filters. That's gonna be. We'll still be fine. So we're gonna move you. Here, I like to leave a pathway of 5, and I'll show why shortly. And how it's laid out, this is fine. You're okay. Do we want to make a turn here? I don't think we want to make that turn there. I think we are going to put you here. We'll put a single wall there. Then we're gonna put there we go. Filter right there. And then let's go back to moving things. Did not need to grab both. So you need to leave the entrance way, which has the little arrow, very nice, accessible. And for these, you have to leave at least one way in order for it to get worked on. And then let's show a little fun thing. We put that there, and then can't put one there. But if we were to put you here, it would have a select which tank we put it in. Very nice. Want you? We're gonna put you. Move you guys just right there for now. Then I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna move this to that side. Here. Okay. Looks like everybody's okay on filtration for now. Excellent. Move this there. Then what we can do, we're going to put a staff door here. And we're going to put a staff door right here. We're going to wall everything in. You need it. That's right. You also need a filter. You don't need a big filter though. You can take the basic filter. Nice. So yeah, here you see the minimal one. The next tier up does considerably more. However, you need it. In fact, actually. Yeah, I don't think we needed them for any of them. That is significantly cheaper and takes longer for it to break. There you can see it had us select which one we wanted to go to. Alright, and so let's see. This side needs green, orange, and red. This one just needs orange and red. So we're going to go and sell the extra orange for now. These down a little bit. Oh, we do not have any fuel stations. So we can put one over here. And then can we bang this wall out? That's going to be 90. Yes. And that leaves us enough for another fuel station. I'm actually going to pass on for now. The reason being, let's first get these in position. to go. Now, technically, if we were really tight on money for this, I'd just get one orange and one red, but I like to have multiples. But the reason I wanted to wait is because let's put a bench right here, right here, right here. That's good for now. Oops, missed the wall. There we go, full wall off there. And what we're also going to do now, one problem with this is staff can't get in. That's fine. Ah. First, move this, and then we're going to need to move these. So I'm just going to move this one right here, and now they can't get to that. So I could bump the wall out, but again, we're almost out of cash. Put you there, and then this is good for now. This way. Alrighty. Aquarium's open, and we now have wall tanks. They want us to view them from one side and access by staff on the other. Excellent. And this leaves us this whole area open for us to start messing around with. We're gonna go with the Coral Grouper first, and the Power Combi, because that thing is very good. Honestly, in fact, I can. So I have that wall there. All right. Yeah, you can see they're getting a lot of stuff from those things. I'm gonna actually move this to here. And we're going to leave this here. Pause it. The reason being, we're going to put in a wall tank here. We're going to make it as big as we can. And we're going to put a new door. Yeah. We're making, well, the money we're making isn't that great yet, but it's getting there. Yeah, no, this is twice the capacity of this. Honestly, what I could do is I could swap these two out for just this one. Which actually would not be a bad idea. We're going to need to bump out the wall again. Do it too so there's plenty of space. Yeah, because I prefer larger tanks than a bunch of smaller ones. Just a matter of preference, really. Also, let's get the pool station on this side. Alright, then we're going to... Can you imagine if they could do this in like real aquariums? Alright, excellent. Then what we're going to do is we are going to minimize this. And select these two. Stop it. I actually clicked too many times there. And because we're paused, go. Are perfectly fine. Okay, so that covers that. Then let's go ahead. Let's see, does this have one or two? It only has the one, so one should be fine. Alright. Let's begin with neither of these have either sea grapes or rubble. Let's put sea grapes in one area, We're gonna put rubble in this one. We're gonna go to well, let's see. What is the prestige value? There isn't. So I'm gonna put a rock there and a sea lettuce here. There we go. All right, that gets us almost halfway on filtration already. We don't have the better stuff upgraded yet, but as a temporary measure, we put you in. Yeah, and you're slightly too low still. Move this over. Alright, and close everything up. We're going to go ahead and sell these. It sells everything, and including what's inside of it, which is very nice. There we go. Now we have just one big tank. Could do the same thing over here. Honestly, I probably will. Let's go back to this guy. Now he's just walking through nothing. Okay. But let's move that door over here. There we go. Alright, and what do you want next? You want... Alright. It wants us to just keep going to 160 size. That's perfectly fine. Yeah, we're going to do the exact same thing we did last time. So we're going to bump it out another 2. Because just one large tank is so much easier to keep track of everything, you know? And wall areas there and there. Honestly, actually, please select this wall. Game. Okay, weird. We'll come back to that in a second. Nope. Do not want the observer tank. Although the observer tank is pretty nice. And for a little area like this, I much prefer. There we go, the wall tank. Right, and minimize the selection. Let's get started moving stuff over, shall we? Go, making sure I had everything. Zombie filter, and little filter. Let's put in a cave in the back. I'm gonna put 2 seagrass. Or eelgrass, rather. Put the rubble right there. It's actually going to let us put all of our decorations in it. It's always nice. That's going to let us sell both of these. There we go. And let's put the door in here. Alright. Now let's see if we can... There we go. Don't know why it wasn't letting me select it earlier. Alright. We're going to put in another wall tank. And I'm actually going to leave this one empty. You can see when somebody actually looks at it, if somebody looks at it, eventually somebody has to look at it, right? Right. Let's place another bench while we're waiting. Second. We can move this one there, this here, and that there. So they are full circulation. Oh, not getting any yet. That'd be nice. And let's go ahead and, because we have the time and the opportunity, I'm going to go ahead and expand. This side is one. Yeah, it's kind of bugged. Good. Where's the other repair kit? There we go. What's going on here? Let's look at the staff options. We have you as a fixer. You know what? That's fine. Fixing is going to be your only priority. And I think that's good for now. So right now, they can't really go anywhere without having at least 2 tanks in range. No. At least one. There's a couple of tiles where they can only have 1 tank in range, but that's fine. Knocking this into one of the larger ones shortly, and then we're going to probably, depending on what the objectives are going to have us do, we'll take a turn in a direction. We might turn this into a corner, just a large corner thing. Yeah, honestly, yeah, I like that idea. That's right. That's one of the things I don't like about these. Takes up less footprint. Symmetry. It's fine. We'll keep it for later. There we go, because we're going to want a door here. And not put the door in now. Okay. We have several things we don't have yet. Oh. Well, if I had thought about that, I would have built it. Larger tank up. Alright, cool. Also, how we're doing cash flow wise. Yeah, even with spending money, we're still making it. But not as much as I'd like. So let's go ahead and fix that. I'm gonna wait. I want to get the combi filter, the larger one. Large combi filter just works better all around. I suppose. Well, I was about to say. I suppose I should speed it up, but basic pump. Pumps are the lifeblood of larger equipment. All right. So we slap down that. There we go. That's fully heated, and it has pretty good cooling for a single spot, but it is harder to fix, and it's going to break more often. Oh. Yeah, so it is better than having one of each, but it's worse than having two spaces each, and it is harder to repair. So, let us begin. Nope. 30 space, let's start. Do we have any bullies? We do not. Excellent. We have a winch. 2, 2, 2, 4. Honestly, I think I'm going to put 5 of each of these in. 5. That's going to give a nice little... go, and excellent. And now let's decorate the tank. Eelgrass is 2 for 2. Otherwise, like, you want variety. We're gonna fit what we can as we can. I do like the sea grapes. technically I can do both. Honestly, I probably should. So what we're going to do is we're going to move you this way, and let's put the sea grapes there. And then we're going to go over here. Yeah, field grass is the same as having 2 single spots, but the sea grapes and rubble are worse. So let's just put some sea grass there. We'll leave a little bit of open space. We do want to raise our prestige. We'll put some stuff here. So what's this tank? Yellow tangs and royal gammas. Cool. Which I think there's no reason for not to go with Blackbriar Soldierfish. Alright, cool. Hey, yellow group coral grouper can't be housed with other coral groupers. However, you will eat things up to size 3. So let's go ahead. Oh, there we go. All right, yeah, so they're greedy, which means they're going to eat more, and they're going to take, make it lower the water quality, rather. They're going to eat things, and they don't like being housed with each other. Definitely want them, and we want them visible. So, I think we'll end up doing this. Let's make a big wall tank. And then we're going to pause. You here. Get rid of that wall. Move this here. You, we'll just put you here for now. We're going to leave you set up. And then this tank, we're going to put coral groupers will eat up to size 3. Thankfully, that's what we want to house it with. Will be size 4 to start. And you go up to size 9. Cool. That leaves 21, which means you get 5 leaves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, and then let's put a power combi. Take care of everything but the cave. Now, early on, you don't have many options for caves. I wish you did. There we go, and let's go ahead and put in eel grass in the middle there. Let's do a small rock there. And a sea lettuce here. Alright. Not bad, not bad. Yeah, this tank is getting a lot of stuff going on. Once the coral grouper is grown, it's going to get even more. Alrighty, we're ready for even more. Time to learn about pumps. Pumps let us have stuff in the middle. Alrighty, and wants us to put in a lagoon tank. Lagoon tanks are very fun. Alright, but we're basically ready. Might as well. Alright, first things first. Let's get this up. Go, and we're gonna move yellow tangs and the royal gammas. And then, do we want more yellow tangs and royal gammas? Maybe. Let's see. Yellow tangs just need greenery. Royal gammas don't need anything. We have a couple already. We might as well fill the tank the rest of them because we do want more blue. And then, let's go ahead and move those decorations over. Rock there, and we'll put the lettuce there. Destroy that. Alright. Alright, but we do want this to be seen. So, let's first bump out a little bit so we have some extra space. Alright. Then here, and hey, our zebra moray eels have grown. Excellent. So let's check on it. So at their normal size, they are worth 18, and they take up 2 rocks, 2 caves. And you see, we're already having problems because of that. We go ahead and sell those. We're gonna put in our combi, and I think basic filter will do it. Yes, it will. Excellent. But this zebra moray now produces 41, and it still needs 2 cave. I thought it went up to 3. It also needs 9 muscle. And then let's go ahead and do the same thing over here. Combis are just so convenient. I don't know if the small one's going to be enough. It is not. Cool. Sell it. A little bit of a loss. Not a huge loss. Later on, we'll get multiple types of... Oh. My brain just stopped working. Filters. Next one is protein skimmer, if I remember correctly. Wall off that area. And they want us to put in a lagoon. I am more than happy to put in a lagoon. Give 2 space there. Let's give 1 more tile. And I think I remember something. Right, now let's see about putting that lagoon in. We want it 1, 2. There we go. I might put a smaller one over here. We'll see. Alright, for now though, let's put in a staff door right here. Go, and yeah, you're trapped there, buddy. As soon as the pump is done though, we're going to be able to connect it. But we are going to have to wait. Alright, and Flame Angel's fish, similar to the other one. Ooh, however, that does not give the 2 space I wanted. Alright. Okay. Not you, sir. I do like to have 2 space. This makes things a little bit less congested. Don't know why I paused that. It's not like the guests are in this area yet. Alright. As soon as we get the pump, we can start setting this up. But in the meantime, while we're waiting, let's go ahead and see about benches. Let's put one here. There we go. And we'll put one here. For now, that'll do us. Alright. We have our first pump. The most powerful thing. There we go. So we can now connect. Oops. Anyways, sometimes I get weird notifications from Twitch. But we can connect all of our combis because can't put them over here, but there we go. And you still have to keep to the rule of actual having space to get to things. However, this is also going to allow us there, and pumps never break, which is so nice. Alright. Now we have this set up. Look at what decorations we can put in. Let's put in a cave. Yeah, just a 1 cave for now. Let's put some rubble in over here. We'll make this a rockier area. We'll put a rock or 2 there and there to sort of blend it a little bit. Hey, beloved. Yeah. Well, as it continues, it's going to go around this way. And this should be the coral grouper has grown. Excellent. Alright, delete all growth reports. Alright, so coral grouper will eat up to size 3. We can't put it in here with the shiny new thing we unlocked. Which is a pity, but that's okay. Where was it? Ah, yes. Put some grass in. This spot. There we go. That makes it sort of a little grown in. Put some sea grapes over here. And then I'm going to put a second cave right there. And we'll put some sea lettuce right in the middle. So you can see the tank has 18 grass, 11 rock, and 6 cave, which is an excellent start. Now then, we're going to want to start populating this. So let's put in 2 zebras. Okay, now it wants us to you know, eat them. Oh, reward, nothing. All right, that brings us down to 70 space left. Don't want the coral grouper. I do want to put in a single one of those. Excellent. That brings it down to 67. Let's see. No. Let's put in these. Yeah. Which will bring it down to 52. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then keep looking. Yeah, 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 5. Bring it down to 42. Then another 5 of these, bring it down to 32. 5. Then we have, yeah, bring it down to 22. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because what it should be is, yeah, so we're gonna want to get it up to 80. Easier way to keep track. Somewhere. That's fine. Alright. We can put a pair of these, the Blackbriars, in. Would be nice. Yeah. There we go. That's using up all of our caves. Fine. Then let's throw in a few tanks. Let's put in a couple more again. Well, no, I do want some tanks. Put a pair of yellow tanks. Some big quality. And then we're going to put Royal Gammas in until we hit. There we go. Okay, but we are slightly over. That's not a problem. We put a power filter. Ooh, 2 power filters. Excellent. Then let's, right, and they want us to put in drinks. Whatever. Yeah, whiny guess, right? Right. What we're going to do is we're actually going to just take this opportunity. We're going to open everything up. And let's put in, there we go, drink machine here. Here and here. Yep. And then they want us to reach the next rank, which we will as soon as I unpause. Which means I am not unpausing until I am ready. I like to close these. It looks better. If you're not making it look nice, then what's the point? I should probably shift these over and put a drink thing here. Nah, it's fine. There we go, and now we get our rank up. Alright, and we get Rocky Overhang, our first new cave, and this adds a bunch of caves and looks much better. And kelp, which only goes in deep tanks. The only one of which we have is the lagoon. Now we have the longhorn cowfish, foxface rabbitfish, blue knuckle hermit crab, reef squirrelfish, large filter, and large hitters. Excellent. And here we go. So it's crustacean, which means it will get eaten by the moray. It's a scavenger. Very nice. It's automatically fed. So nice. And now we just have to hit final level. Let's get the blue knuckle hermit crab and the filters. Okay. So they're already pretty happy with what we have going on. Go. So I have a feeling this is going to get us up to 30 pretty easily. Or not 30, 300. I am going to go ahead and speed up because we are waiting on research. Because while you can just slam down a bunch of fish tanks of the exact same thing, well, doing a pretty good job so far. I think I'm going to go ahead and put a bench there and a bench there. Wouldn't get mail. Hey! Yes, I will take these off your hands. Okay, so they want us to build a tank with those in order to get, and that's supposed to give us a little bump to get over. Here's the delivery. Excellent. I want to just build it right here. Let's see. Oh, I can put a lagoon there. Actually, yeah. Let's expand out. This way, 3, I think we'll do it. I'll leave plenty of space. Yeah, that'll do. And gonna put in some, oh, there we go, benches, there and there. Let's put in a green thing or two. You there, and you there, that'll give us good coverage. And now let's expand this area. And we're gonna put, nope, there we go. Pump right here. My reasoning for which will become very clear shortly. Alright. And let's go and grab those decorations. Alright, we can only carry one at a time, which is kind of annoying. But this gives us these to scatter around the place. Excellent. And it gives us wallpaper, and which those two aren't my favorite. Let's see, and I like the filter. Hey, and now we have to build a broom closet down here. There we go, and that unlocks us the trash can. There, and I'll throw in there. And put one in the corner, just to make sure to cover as much as possible. Come on, there we go, hermit crab. Excellent. And you know what? I like the longhorn cowfish. Alright, so there's the filter. Excellent. Gonna get the heater going. So we can look at and see power economy 40, large filter 90. Looks like I was a little bit mistaken, but for the amount of space that we have, if you need more filtration, it's better to put a filter. If you need more heating, it's better to put just a heater. If you need some both, it's more. It's kind of more. Depends on if it's going to meet your needs completely. But we are going to want at least one. Well, there we go. Apparently, all we need to do is put a filter. Let's go to the next map. Elmshorn. Alright, private collector wants to build a public aquarium from scratch and they want us to do it. They've installed a large tank to be the centerpiece. The rest is down to you. Ooh, and it's a deep observer tank. Small deep observer tank. We're going to want to swap that out eventually. Heating. Okay. You want 80 and 80. Alright, cool. Let's see what fish we have to look at, work with. We're going to want things with good efficiency. 4 size, so that's 3 per size, or the reef swirlfish gives us 3 signs per size, but requires us to use 16 space. This one is a little over 2 per size. Let's see. I know the zebra goes up. We know the zebra goes up to 40 when it gets large, which is 4 per size. That's the best. You will eat crustacean though, so it means I can't put the hermit crab in, which I wanted to, but I guess I can't. Oh well. I mean, 2 moray eels. Yo, do we have the good decoration? We do. I'm gonna put that front and center. Alright, that's fine for now. Alright, so that's, once that grows, that'll be more than enough. So let's look at what's really efficient that we like. A little over 3, that is less than 3. That's 4 per. That would have been nice, but that's okay. That's 4 per for the fox-faced rabbitfish. But we can't put anything else that makes green food in there. I think that's fine, honestly. So is it you don't like other species? So let's put 3 of you. And then, nope, keep looking. I want to put 4 reef swirlfish. 4. There we go. What space do we have left? We have a lot of space. We need at least 2 more species. That's fine. Nothing we have here is going to eat anything else. Let's put 4 chromas. 1, 2, 4. And then let's put in 3. Oh, you're going to go up to 4, so that means we need to get 1 less of some. Kinda has to be the gamma. Yeah, we'll just leave the 1 gamma in. Alright. And now then, let's get to the decorating. We have enough caves. Let's look at what we can put in. We can put in kelp, which is 2 for a single spot. That's quite nice. 5 for 4. Worse, but it does add some filtration. But what we're going to do is I like to add kelp in the back. Just to make things look a little pretty. And I'm going to put an anchor in. And we're going to want to add... let's put a rock here. Let's put some seagrass. So, what do we want to add? Remember, we want a good combination. I do like the look of eelgrass. Put a sea lettuce up front and... Actually, no. Let's move sea lettuce back, and instead what we're going to put there is we're going to put a conch shell. Because unless we filled it with rocks, we weren't going to get filtration anyways. Alright. There we go. Lower the levels. Alright. So, we're going to need to put in, first and foremost, more filtration. We need a basic pump. Here. Up. And then, let's see. We need a good... oh yeah, that's not going to be enough. Move you. Forward one. Is this going to be enough? No. Cool. That's still not enough. Oh my lord. Alright. It's just almost worth it to put in a pair of combies. Except I can't fit a pair of them. Let's move you. Alright, first things first, let's actually move the door. And then we will put down a wall. Excellent. Alright. So what we're going to add is we're going to add a power combi here. I want to do one there. Alright. Fine. We're getting there. Ish. We are almost getting there. You can go 2 more out. So I'm gonna pretend like we've already done on each side. There we go. Alright, cool. This is also gonna make life a lot easier. At least for now. Yeah, so Deep Pinks you have to have stairs to get up to it. Yeah, it's a fun one. It's probably my second favorite floor pattern. My favorite being there's an actual just rock one, which is so nice. So I'm just gonna put another combi down. That still doesn't do it. Cool. Gotta love that. Alright. Yeah, part of the facility that is we ran into the and we know we're going to need more. Move over and connect in. There we go. Then we need to put in all the food. I'm going to move you back to the middle now, since I decided to do that. Alright. So we're going to need a orange. We're going to need green. And we're going to need red. Ooh, cannot put it there. That's fine. And then we're going to need a tool station in here. We need to leave space to get to all these. But once we get the larger filters, we can just research those. And we're going to want a broom stand for now. Alright. And I'm going to go ahead and put in a staff door here and here. And block off the centerpiece tank for now. Alright, next up, we need to hire people. Alright, so feeding, fixing, cleaning, that's nice. Yeah, 17, higher than you start, lower than you start, and... okay, you are an excellent cleaner. Probably gonna get flick for... yeah. And then we're gonna go ahead and set them up to clean first. Feed second, and fix. We'll see who else we get. Well, alright, there we go. We have a fixer. And a good combination person. Another good, and a good feeder. I don't know that I'm going to have enough for everybody. I'm going to hold off on hiring the rest because that is a very good start. And then close everything. let's go and start bringing. So, don't know how much of this we're going to be able to. I'm going to put it here and here. I'll just line it up the same way as I say as I don't do that. And let's put in a vending machine here and here for now. And nope, wrong thing. Trash can. There and there for now. I think we're good to open. Go, awesome. And then you want the corals. Excellent. And the protein scoop. Okay, there we are. You need to make sure we're making money though. Okay, let's see. You will eat animals and crustaceans. No, thank you. You will eat animals and crustaceans. You will eat starfish. You are a wimp, but you're also armored. Let's go and get the longhorn cowfish. Ah, man, I was really hoping we'd get more deep tanks. Alright, well, we'll just pretend that we're going to have deep tanks. Yeah, first person in, second person, technically. You have 2 extra space. And there's 3, 4, 3. Cool. Excuse me. Alright. So let's start setting up for this area. So we're going to want 1, 2. That's going to be the pathway area. Okay. And then let's wall that off so we don't have to worry about them. Alright. And speaking of, we're going to go ahead and do 1, 2, 3. Do move. Okay, I'll move you back. Okay, buddy. Going where you're not supposed to. I say you could go there. No. Therefore, please kindly don't. Alright, unfortunately we don't have the deep tanks yet. Can you specify you just want a tank? That's fine. Right, let's go and put a wall tank here. Alright. That's going to be fine for now, but later we'll need some more. Honestly, the fact that it is also taken up is... There we go. You up a spot when the time comes. And I do hope everybody's doing well, rather. This tank is not going to be able to wait. And I want to put the hermit crab in. Alright, so put the hermit crab and pearls, clams, and zirconians, that's fine. How are we doing financially right now? If I'm not spending money, we're doing okay. Not great, but okay. But part of that is we do need to put in another tank, right? That's not... I think we're going to go ahead and do it right. You 1, excellent. Let's slap down just that for now. Okay. What do we want to put in it? I want to put in a pair of the hermit crabs. Then with them, let's put in one flame angel fish, because that's all we can put into them. And two of these. Let's just make this a very red tank. That's only 3 space left. Let's go and put another hermit crab in then. Alrighty, now you need more filtration and more leaf. I think we're going to put 2 sea grapes in. That'll help a little bit with filtration and leaf. Let's put a regular shell in here. A rock. And a sea lettuce, and just leave the rest open. Put a power filter. That'll do for now. Hey, not bad. Not bad at all. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Sorry. Fan is going. Not too bad. Get a little warm here. I think that's good for that. This tank will get us some pretty good income. Okay, it's all green. No blue, but we don't have actually much blue yet, unfortunately. I should be able to drop one of those for a protein sample. That should actually be not too bad, not too bad. What else do we have? Good, yeah. The paint one is pretty nice. Oh, I made a mistake. Oh, there's already one there. Okay. Let's speed things up a bit. Ah. Just remembered that the middle tank, we're hoping to be able to build the deep observer tanks ourselves. And once we do, I want to put a larger one there. I'm pretty good on the ranking. Longhorn cowfish. Let's just keep going. Alrighty. Yep, and things are breaking around the same time, but up to 138 because the zebra morays grew up, which is so nice. There we go. folks. Heat is definitely getting to me here. I do have the AC on, a fan going directly at me. Okay, and yeah, please finish that. Seriously, I do. There we go, protein skimmer. All right, let's get the large filter. As you can see here, the more balanced it is, the better it'll go. Sec. Folks, I am unfortunately not feeling the greatest. We're going to try cooling off the house, seeing if I can get a little cooler and if that helps. If it does, I will be back later with the same game, same bat time, well, same bat channel rather. Time will be later. If not, I might stream tomorrow, probably won't. I'll try for Wednesday though. But it has been wonderful seeing you. I definitely, absolutely am going to be doing more of this game. I love it. I already have over 100 hours into it, and that's just sort of been off again stuff. So I do hope to see you again soon, and I will see you next time. So long, good night, and good